What's going on today, guys? Lego Man 213 here, bringing you an all-new custom Lego MOC review. This is the completed version of the Lego MOC Mack Model R, created by Manny91. As you can see here, those are the instructions. It is a 1:13 scale model, as well as an RC Technic set. So you have, these are the instructions. You do have a total of 2 instructions. I labeled them when I downloaded them as a PDF. I labeled them as part 1 and part 2 for the instructions. You can label them however you'd like. But taking a look here, you can see these are all of the, I guess, facts, you could say, per the instructions. So if you guys want to go ahead, pause the video, you can read these. And then here is a Dear Builder done by Manny himself. Now the set itself, the pieces I had purchased through AliExpress. The instructions I purchased through Rebrickable from Manny himself. So overall, very good build. However, I actually was able to get in contact with Manny himself through his YouTube channel, and come to find out that the instructions are his, but the pieces that I had ordered are actually knockoff, and so they're just as good of a quality as Lego. However, the printed elements in this set don't come printed from AliExpress. That is a downside, as well as there were some issues that I personally had from the building pieces themselves. For example, the air horns are supposed to have those cone pieces from the Technic rod, from this point of the Technic rod to here, to kind of give that cone shape, give it more of an effect. I didn't have enough. I'd gone through all my pieces, could not find any more, so I actually had to not put those cone shape pieces here. Other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot else to it in terms of like what I'm missing. I didn't do the bottom 2 connecting rods for the exhaust, because at the time when I was building them, I could not find the pieces because they were just, it was a mess of pieces on my table, and I didn't want to spend an hour trying to find the piece that I was looking for, so I just did the top 2. But overall, I mean, they're not going anywhere because they are connected down here as well as connected up here, so they're not going anywhere. There is supposed to be a green diesel tank, as well as a Lego black motor element that I didn't purchase. I had to purchase the motor that is encased in the engine, as well as the 2 behind the 2 fuel tanks. Those I had to purchase separately because I had ordered the non-RC version, not knowing that it wasn't a actual set from the designer himself, if that makes sense. But overall, I'm very pleased with the build. There's a few things that I'm personally messed up on. One being the steering. I can get the truck to steer, not a whole lot, just by range of what's loose and what's not loose. So I can move some stuff around, but not crazy. It is actually 6x6, and what that means is the front and the 2 drive axles, they actually all function. However, mine does not, because I don't have any of the actual motors hooked up or anything like that. I just have this as a display piece. So Manny, if you're watching, I apologize, but that is what I did for the motors. But overall, I love this design. Personally, I am a Mack Model R fan. As you guys know, I did create my own custom Mack Model R that was based off of my great uncle Bob's. So you guys know I'm a Mack fan. So taking a look at the passenger side here, the suspension does work, and what I'll do here is I'll pick up the right front so you guys can see So that is actually how everything is supposed to work. As you guys can see there. So there is some frame twisting in the sense of the suspension and everything that is back here for the rear tandems actually do work. So it is a very, very nice setup. Fifth wheel does function, as you can see here. Everything locks in the way it's supposed to. I'm very pleased with it. The hood does open, as well as the passenger door, but it does hit the air filter, and then the driver's door does open fully to a detailed interior, which we will get into later on in the video. The engine is a V8, and then, like I said, it is encased around one of the Lego Technic electric motor elements. However, there is supposed to be a radiator here, and when I built it to the instructions, but my hood, when I would shut, would sit about here. So I had to, for the sake of displaying, I took the radiator off. It is in a bag of all the other pieces that were left over from this build. But overall, like I said, I'm very happy with the build, and it shuts very nicely. So you, going over the right side, you do have your striping that goes down, very 70s, 80s Mack themed striping. So you got your fuel tank, your two air tanks, as well as your battery box here. I'm not 100% sure what these are for, but they are on both sides there, and then the other side. And then other than that, I think that's about it. As you guys can see, very good. Like I said, there were no printed elements, and that's because it was an AliExpress purchase in terms of pieces. So traditionally, this piece here should say Mack on it, and then there should be Speedo, tack, and some other gauges that are inside, but they didn't come printed, which is not a huge deal. Like I said, this is going to be a display piece / I'm probably going to turn it into the Mack Model R winch tractor that I had made in a smaller Lego version. So for those of you wondering how large this is, like I said in the instructions, it is a 1:13 scale. So this is Ahsoka's Starfighter, Jedi Starfighter. This is the newest rendition. So that gives you guys an idea of how large this is. This is a 1:13 scale. Overall, it is about the same length as my Technic Kenworth right there, which was, well, used to be the Lego heavy-duty tow truck that I turned into a log truck, and it's overall pretty much the same length as that truck there. Not a huge deal. Everything pretty much is just larger. Larger tires, larger wheels, the cab and the hood. Everything else is just bigger. But still a very nice build. In-depth wise, I would say it is roughly about as in-depth as the Bugatti Chiron that like some odd thousand piece set. That actually has a W16 engine, and it has a transmission that functions same as this one, the transmission and everything in there, but that both are very in-depth and very complex. I would not recommend this to anyone that is either A, just starting out in Lego, or B, is not young enough to, I guess, grasp and like how to build it. So if you're looking for a very engineered themed build / Technic themed build, buy this because it's very, very in-depth and very interesting. So let me pause the video here, guys. I will turn the truck around. We will take a look at the other side as well as the cab as well on the interior. Alrighty, guys, so taking a look at the left side, or the driver's side of the truck, you can see here, very similar, just you're missing an air tank, or excuse me, air intake on the driver's side, but the hood opens up. Again, very nice, very good detail. You got your nice little interpretation of the Mack Bulldog. Very nice detail and striping. I love the turn signal and marker light elements, as well as the design for the headlights. The front bumper's very nice. taking a look here, this is very similar to like your Lego Bugatti or the Mack Anthem or even the heavy duty tow truck. No actual windscreens. It's open. You can stick your finger in there and you can actually, I can touch the steering wheel, I can touch the seats, I can touch the dash, the shifter, etc. So it's a very open themed build in that aspect. Taking a look here, you can see this is the driver's door. This one actually opens up all the way. I've personally been around a Mack Model R, that winch tractor that I had on my other channel. So this opens up very nicely. Let me turn the flash on. There we go. So you can see in here, there is an interior. Let's see if I can get everything to focus. There we go. So you can see there's 3 of them actually. That's the red, yellow, and blue diamond pieces. Those are to resemble the air brake system. So you have your tractor, and then you have your trailer, and then you have truck and trailer. Those are the Mack air brake systems setup. As well as you have a red floor, brown Mack seats, tan interior, and then you also have a tan dash. There are 3 pedals as well. It's just very hard to show. And then there's also a shifter right there. So very nice build. As you can see there, there's a better look at the interior. There's your other door. You do have a little fan as well. So very nice interior overall. And then taking a look again, there's your dual air tanks there and there, your battery box, and then your fuel tank. And like I said, there's the other one. I don't know what these are for. Wheel chocks maybe? I don't know. But very nice. You do have a little step ladder here as well as on the other side. And then this piece opens up your 5th wheel as well, which actually functions. So if you had a trailer large enough, you could actually use this and hook a trailer to it. There is supposed to be, like I said, a green fuel tank as well as I think it's like a 4x6 or 4x8 black motor from Lego, but I didn't have that. I didn't purchase it, so I am missing that. And then taking a look, I'll give you guys a closer look. There's the suspension at work. So you can see how that's how things function. Pretty much it's just a lot of Technic, kind of like a ball and socket, so to speak. Very nice overall. And then taking a look at the back, just your plain mud flaps, and then 2 red marker lights as well. But you do have a nice back detail as well. And then we will look inside. There's a better look at your interior. You can see the yellow, blue, and red, which is behind the shifter. And then there's some gauges that are supposed to be printed, but I didn't get the printed version. But very nice detail overall. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for the review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. I will, like I said, I will put Manny's YouTube channel in the comments of this video, as well as his video of his Mack that I will link as well. And then I will link the instructions and put that in there. For those of you wondering about the set itself, I got mine through AliExpress. Looking back, I wouldn't recommend it. I would try at least ordering the instructions, getting them on a PDF, and then ordering everything through Bricklink. That way you know you're getting the proper pieces. That is just my advice to you guys. So, like I said, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Lego Man 213, out.